Hey everybody, welcome to the Random Game Review, Season 6, Episode 1. And as you can see, we're in VR. I think this is appropriate to be doing now, since we're in this whole social distancing, coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic, that, well, hey, why not in VR? In VR, I can go anywhere I want. As you can see, I'm in this nice little house here. I can go anywhere. Here I am now in another location. Through the magic of VR, I can be anywhere I want. Let's go ahead, let's head to one more place, and then we'll get into it. Hey, and here's another room. So we have different environments, as you can see. And, well, this one, you can look outside. We have a nice little couch over here, some bookcases up here. But we're not here for these virtual environments, even though this is pretty cool to head out and do different things like this. What we're here to talk about is the Oculus Quest 2. Now, the Oculus Quest 2 is the newest headset by the Oculus Facebook VR company. Actually, I think it's called Facebook Labs. This new Oculus Quest 2 has only come out a year and a half after the original Oculus Quest. Now, if you haven't kept up with VR, there's PC VR, which would be Oculus Rift and Rift S, the HTC Vive, the Vive Pro, the Steam VR, the Cosmos, HD Cosmos. There's mixed reality headsets, Windows mixed reality headsets. There's a whole bunch of different ones out there. As far as portable wireless headsets goes, you either have cell phone headsets or you have now there are other ones which I can't remember off the top of my head because well, actually they don't get much airtime compared to the Oculus Quest, which has been able to make the headsets really marketable, or I guess low cost enough, fast enough, and enough quantity out there that it's really just mass producing them. Now, the Quest was a game changer, I think. When Quest came out, it was the first all-in-one, completely wireless, tetherless, not needing a computer VR headset. Now, the downside of that is that was using a Snapdragon 835 or 538, I can't remember, we'll post it up here somewhere, processor. And this basically was just a overclocked, souped up cell phone board, right? We had a cell phone battery technically in it, had OLED screens, which is nice, better than the Rift had, which was their PC version. But the problem is a heavy device. It was also underpowered, but it was wireless. Now they did add the link cable. Now the link cable gives you access to PC content. It's not exactly perfect. In fact, it's pretty good. In fact, I say it's really good. What isn't perfect is the wireless aspect. You'll have to go through several different pieces of software to get wireless to work. Again, we're not here to really talk about that. What we're here to talk about is the Oculus Quest 2. Now, the Quest 2 was just released. It only released a year and a half after the Oculus Quest, which I really have to say, I'm blown away by that. Normally, you have a 2-year or more window to get something out. You try not to force it out in a year and a half. You have people that are still buying. The demand for the Oculus Quest was so high that even till the day it was announced, until that day, people were still buying them because they did not expect them to come out. And there was always a delay, a shortage on getting them out. Now, coronavirus and COVID-19, that didn't help the situation. There had always been a shortage on the headsets. But I think what Facebook and Oculus realized, people are stuck inside, and the headset's selling like hotcakes. So push to market the next gen headset. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a next gen headset because it's using a different processor, a faster processor, has more memory, more RAM. It is overall about twice as fast, twice as good as the original Quest. The only thing is that it's still using the original Oculus Quest library. That's like saying you bought an Xbox 360 and then you get the Xbox One X or the Xbox One, but it still plays the Xbox 360 games. They just look better. With that being said, most likely what's going to happen, one of two scenarios with this. Either they just go exclusive games and you get a Quest 2 library, or you get some sort of Quest 2 Pro, which will really step up and open up a new library. Kind of like the Xbox One S, or not the Xbox One S, but you know what I mean. Like, there will be there's a tier system. That's all speculation, of course. Either the Pro or the exclusive Quest 2 library. People are saying that it is possible to get Quest 2 exclusive games, but not an entire new store. But let's talk more about the Oculus 2 Quest. In fact, I'm wearing, let's see if I can point to it. Here you go. I'm wearing an Oculus 2 Quest. I just got this on the 14th, so I've had it for a couple of days now. I got it with the Elite battery strap. Now, I say the Elite battery strap because there's a whole caveat that goes along with this Oculus Quest. When the original Oculus Quest came out, using the Snapdragon processor, the OLED screens, and let's see, the adjustable IPD, fully adjustable IPD, which is interpupillary distance. That's for your eyes. So you guys can see and focus compared with these little varifocal lenses it has inside. There was a big weight distribution issue with the original Quest. Being that it's wireless, completely wireless, it needs all the processing, everything needs to be inside of it, battery and all. And this caused a lot of weight on the headset. The original Oculus Quest was basically, it felt like a toaster on your face, a ton of bricks on your face there. It is a heavy device. It's 20 ounces, I believe. I just weighed my original Oculus Quest. It came out to 585 grams. So I think that's about 20 ounces or whatnot. Anyway, it's a heavy device, so people came up with some pretty crazy hacks. You had the Deluxe Audio head strap from the Steam VR headset, and people would put that on there and with 3D printed parts onto your headset. Then you had different weights and different batteries, tape measures you put on, steel bars on the back of your head. You had different gadgets you would stick on top, straps or 3D printed caps you would stick on top. You also had Halo straps, which people came out. In fact, I did a review on a Halo strap, and that's actually my favorite way of playing with the Oculus Quest, is a Halo strap. It really reduces the stress. Oh, nice, I hit my headset. It really reduces the stress around your entire face. Right now, the Quest 2 is about, I'd say, 10 to almost 20% lighter. People say 10%. I think it's about, I would say 15. That's what I would say. And that's just measuring with my measuring at home. Again, I said the Quest weighed at 585. The Quest 2 weighed at 501. 503, 501. It kept dancing around there. But, so, it's lighter than the original Quest. Now, the cool thing is, with it being lighter, you can go with a different strap. The strap on the original Quest, as I said, with the weight, it didn't work really well. And the original strap never really worked for me, so I had to go with a Halo strap on the original Quest. And I am going to go with a Halo strap on this new Quest 2. I did get my new Quest 2 with the stock Elasta strap, which it comes with, and I got it bundled with the Elite battery strap, or Elite strap with battery. I forgot how they say it, but the Elite battery strap. Now, this is nice because the battery counterbalances the Quest weight, and so it really adds, what most people would think is like the next step, which it is for most people. But I would like to see more people that wear the Quest and then put the Quest 2 on, hear from them, because really the Quest 2 has a better weight distribution, even though it has a lackluster strap, or what looks like a lackluster strap already on it. It actually is, because it's lighter, it holds a lot better. And as I'm talking to you here, now I'm starting to feel a little weight from the Quest 2, but honestly, I could have gone maybe 10 minutes, the most with the original Quest strap. Play for half an hour. It sucked. It was bad. But like I said, I went to the Halo strap. The Halo strap, there's a couple of different companies that make it, and they're all essentially the same thing, the same design. But with that, I can play it until the battery runs out on my Quest. And then I actually modified it just with some Velcro and stuck it on my Quest 2 as I'm waiting for a new Halo strap for someone to make them 3D printed mounts. I tested on the Quest 2, and let me tell you, it's just it's like it's like riding a bike right there. You put it on, and it's awesome. Again, takes away right off. But let's talk more about the actual Quest 2. So it's lighter. It's got a XR2 platform, which is twice as fast as the Snapdragon platform that was in the Quest. So it's twice as fast. It's lighter. It also comes with factory head straps that increase the balancing and weight distribution of the headset. It is a smaller form factor. These are all good things. There is one thing that is not very good, and that is the screen adjustment. That's the IPD adjustment for the headset. Whereas the Quest IPD adjustment was a free-floating full-range adjuster, the Quest 2 has a 3-tier or 3-setting adjuster, and it has for distances of your eye anywhere from 60 or less to 70 or more, but in only 3 tiers. So I think it's something like 60, 65, and 70. And I am wrong in that, but it is in a 3-tier section. So your eyes have to meet in one of those two. So let's say your eyes are 66. Well, you're not 70 and you're not 60. So you're halfway stuck in between, which is not good. So people that have those in-between set eyes are not going to get a return for the value on the Quest 2. Now, there are guys out there that talk about, slowly adjusting the headset eyes and getting it to just sit in between, which works great, but it's wearing out a mechanism. And, even though it stays still, I don't know that's not necessarily the best thing to do. We'll have to see long-term what happens to these people that do that. Number 2, that's negative on the Quest 2. That would be the screen. Now, a lot of people talked about the screen, about how it's an LCD screen. It is a very high pixelated screen, that very small pixels on it, about twice the amount of pixels, or 50% more pixels, I think it was, 50% more. So it's a clearer screen. Definitely watching movies. It's no screen door effect while watching movies, and there's no screen door effect while playing games. You can sometimes, if you stare at a white screen that has a wall far away in the distance of a video game, you can kind of see the pixels, but honestly, it's almost crystal clear. But what I have noticed about the screen is that it's a little fuzzy, and I don't know if that's just because my eyes are not exactly on center with the lenses, as I said, the adjusting of the IPD, or if it's just smudgier. I don't know. There's some sort of aberration that occurs around the lens. Now, I do know the lenses are supposed to be the same lenses from the Quest to the Quest 2. They're supposed to be the same exact lenses. But there is something odd about it. So I don't know if it's just me just getting used to it, or if it's just a slight off adjustment of the lenses. But overall, I say it's a huge improvement over the original Quest. Playing games, I can automatically see the difference. Things are shinier, or not shinier, things are crisper in video games, but sometimes there are areas where you just look at it and you go, it just doesn't seem right. It just seems a little off. Speaking about the screen still, now the actual screen itself. So that was the lenses. Now the screen being 50% more pixels, it's not an OLED screen, it's an LCD screen. Now, John Carmack, the godfather of VR, some people call him, and I will too, he said that the issue with their LCD screens, or the screen that they're using for the LCD screen, is that the latency in it. And he talked about how there's a lag and ghosting, and how you don't get the darks as much. You can get 90 hertz with it, so that's great. And when they implement that, that'd be super great. But you're starting to push the hardware right to the limit for 90 hertz. He talked about the idea of not really getting an adjustment in the screen. So you're using a screen, a normal iPhone size screen, but because you have to adjust your lenses in these 3 little settings, 1, 2, 3, the screen doesn't shrink or get bigger. The screen is always the same size, so you're just adjusting the image on the screen, so you're never really using the whole screen. And some people have even said that when you go full max, if your eyes are really wide, say 72 IPD, and you adjust your lenses all the way out, you can actually see black on the outside edge. Like, instead of seeing your kind of binocular vision, where you're seeing around your lenses, you see like the flat edge of the lens. I was able to do that on the original Quest just by taking off all the padding and sticking my face right up to lenses themselves, and then I can see the actual edges of the screens. But those screens were attached to the lens casing, right? So those were always the same size, whereas this LCD screen is just stuck in one spot, and they're just kind of moving the images in it. I will say this: when you do that, you do get a loss of immersion when you see that square, because you're automatically harking back to a TV. It's pretty interesting when you do that. You guys can see that. But we're going a little off course here. So, it's an LCD screen. We have latency issues. There were people actually complaining about this, saying like the Quest is going to be horrible because of latency. I have not noticed it. I've played Arizona Sunshine. I played Solaris VR. I've played Shooty Sky Overdrive. I played First Contact. I played a whole bunch of different games. I mean, I could go through a whole bunch of Drop Dead. I haven't seen anything yet. I've watched movies. I watched Rogue One. I watched Interstellar Space. I watched Shin Godzilla. Any movie that had like a real high contrast, black space, white Star Destroyers, or a lot of things moving around. I tried to look for this ghosting. I couldn't see it. There really is no ghosting difference between the Quest or Quest 2, even though they're using different screens. Now, when you get to 90 hertz, people will say that's even better. Right now, Quest hasn't implemented the 90 hertz, but it should be a smoother gameplay. In fact, for everything I've seen, it appears to be a smoother gameplay, and I can't deny that. 90 hertz is, it should be great. Moving on past the screen of the Quest, we can talk about the audio sound. Now, the audio sound in the Quest and the Quest 2. In the Quest, it did seem quieter. In the Quest 2, it does seem louder, so you don't have to pop it up as much. But it is still using audio coming out of the side speakers, which is fine. You can always put headphones on and go with that way. But actually, I prefer not. I hate having headphones on. That way, I can always hear if someone's calling for me or whatnot. So I think the speakers are just fine. After all this has been said and done with the Quest 2, coming out what I consider early, so a lot of people that had bought the Quest a month before was expecting it to have it at least almost a year. Now, they only got 6 months out of it, at most. Updating graphics on certain games. I don't know if every game's going to get an update, but certain games will. The idea that the Quest 2 will run at 90 hertz. So the screen refresh rate will be 90 hertz, so people will get a smoother gameplay out of it. With all this being said, if you own a Quest, I don't necessarily recommend you going out and getting a Quest 2. And I'll put it to you this way. Unless you're a person that plays VR almost every night, then yes, by all means, if you have a Quest, I would say get the Quest 2. It is definitely worth it then. But if you are a casual player, where you'll pick up the Quest, maybe watch a movie on it, maybe schedule a time to play with other people on it, and do it once a month or twice a month or 3 times a month, then you know what? Keep the Quest. Don't get the Quest 2. If you get the Quest, go with the strap that comes with it. Don't get the Elite strap, and don't get the Elite strap with battery and case. I'm going to tell you, I got the Elite strap with battery and case. It is a good strap. but there are better options out there. You no longer, though, need to go with the deluxe audio strap. So if you have the Quest and you have used what they call the DAS, the deluxe audio strap from the HTC Vive, go ahead and get the Elite strap. It's does the same exact thing. It works the same exact way, and it's made for it. Okay, and I think that's why they went with the Elite strap. I don't know if they had some sort of patent issue with a Halo strap, but honestly, the Halo strap still, to me, is a better design because it no longer clamps your head front to back as the Elite strap does. You know, you put the back on and the front, you put it together, you put a little strap on top, and then you get something that holds your head. The Elite strap goes on top of your forehead and then underneath your crown in the back, and so it takes all the weight of the headset right off your head. The Elite strap with battery comes with a case. It is $130, the whole package. The Elite strap without battery is $50. The case is $50. Okay? So you can get a strap and a case for $100 and a $30 battery. It doesn't make much sense there. What makes sense is getting a case, getting an Elite strap, and then getting a battery and sticking it in your pocket, or power bank. Now, if you're a fanboy, go ahead, get the battery with the Elite strap and get the case. But I am going to say this. The case is a big giant egg. Like, okay, it looks cool. It's futuristic. It has a sleek design. But seriously, are you going to walk around with this big suppository pill looking case? What are you doing with this thing? I mean, first, okay, it's an odd shape, okay? It's got really rounded edges, so it's got a really small base for it to sit on. So if you stick it on the edge of something, you got to be good with it, because you need a table, okay, to stick it on. When you open up the case, the zipper is hidden inside, so it's got this little tiny strap, little tiny string to unzip it with. What if that ever breaks, man? You're lost. Lost with the case is junk. Okay, not that the case is junk. I'll go. That was too far. You'll have to figure out how to open it up and put a new strap on it, a little string on it. The other. Oh, I got so many issues with this case. Then the case hinge. When you open it up, it's just the fabric. It doesn't feel like there's actual some sort of strapping hinge in there. It just feels like they put the fabric from the inside, just extended and glued it on there. So it's very weak looking hinge. It's crazy. In fact, I'm probably just going to have a video up here and just show you as I'm talking here, because I couldn't believe it when I opened it up. I'm like, this is such a weak hinge. And lastly, the case itself is covered in the same fabric as my trunk of my car. Okay? You go to the trunk of your car, it's got junk fabric in there. You know why? Because you're going to be throwing things in it. It's gonna collect little twigs, and it's gonna collect little dirt and this and that. And it's hard to clean. You can't clean the carpet, your carpet of your car, right? Because it's got that weird pile to it. This VR headset case, premium case, is covered in that same fabric. Though it is shorter, thinner hair or whatever, it's the same fabric. I'm sorry, you put you took my Volkswagen trunk liner and stuck it on your case, and then used the fabric as a hinge. That's junk. I'm kind of disappointed in that. I would have been better with a covering that looked like a faux carbon fiber exterior and a silky kind of lens cleaner material on the inside. I was blown away. There are people out there like, dude, this case is the best case. Look at it. I'm like, dude, you can't stand it up. It has to sit down the whole time. Because it's gonna roll around like a wiggle wobble. What do they call this? A wiggle wobble? Just the thing is, I'm disappointed in the case. Anyway, enough about the case. It does what it needs to do. It holds your Quest. It holds the Quest with the Elite battery strap. It holds the controllers. But really, it's an oddball, poorly thought out case. Now, back to the Quest 2. There's one thing I didn't talk about. the price of the Quest 2. Let's head back a year and a half to the price of the Quest 1, the OG Quest. The Quest came in two varieties, a 64 gig model, 128 gig model. No extra accessories available for it, except for third party. Headset, straps, and blah, 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 blah. $399 for a 64 gigabyte Oculus Quest. $499 for the 128 gigabyte Oculus Quest. You're paying $100 more for 64 gigabytes. And you're not even going to get all the 64 gigabytes anyway because of the operating system. Then comes the Quest 2, a year and a half later, with a next-gen processor that's twice as fast, twice the amount of RAM, I think about, maybe 4 gig. Anyway, more RAM, memory, ability. Bro, $100 cheaper. You get a 64 gigabyte Quest 2 for $299. A 256 gigabyte Quest 2 for $399. More memory, and it's cheaper. Okay? Or it's just cheaper. I'm blown away. Totally blown away by that. A little annoyed, but more blown away. And you gotta wonder why it's so cheap. What did they do to make it so cheap? Well, I'm gonna say what they probably did. They're probably selling off your data in some form or fashion. As you know, we know Facebook in these games, cell phone games, which this essentially is a cell phone mobile headset, just totally souped up with its own cooling system and all that, which cell phones don't have. People have speculated that they've got to be selling your data, and that's how they're offsetting the cost. To me, I don't know. I don't know if they are. I don't know if they chose the XR2 and talked with the company and said, look, man, we're making VR. We want to buy X amount of chips from you, guaranteed. And we want the best price, right? And we will guarantee you buy all these chips from you. That could have been done too. You know, they could have announced it way back before the coronavirus and everything, when the market was good, supply demand was good, the supply chain was good as well, and say, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do more processors than you've ever sold before, and we're gonna buy them from you, and we want them at this price. Bam. They could have locked that in, or they could be selling your data. They could be selling everything I'm doing right now, and profiting off it in some fashion. Who knows? But the price is low. The price is low for the Quest 2. Last thing I'm going to say. If you've never owned VR before, if you've only tried VR, if you've only tried cell phone VR, like the Gear VR, the Daydream, any sort of box viewer that you kind of, cardboard, Google Cardboard, any type of VR that uses a cell phone that you buy at Walmart. If you've ever been over a friend's house and tried the Rift, the Vive, mixed reality, if you've ever tried the Quest, I would recommend, if you've been interested in VR, this is probably the headset you want to get. It's not going around for a while. It's got the XR2 platform. It is the next gen headset. So this is the one that should be around for 2 years. Granted, I say that 2 years and I got nailed in the butt with this year and a half on the Quest. Would I personally have waited an extra year and a half for the Quest 2? No, I wouldn't have. I'm a VR fanboy, not necessarily Oculus, but I am a VR fanboy, so I love it. So I'm always going to get the next gen as soon as it comes out. But this one, lighter, faster, less expensive, more accessible. The features are the same as before, so you already know what you're getting, and you're getting more of it. This headset, I think bar none, should be what opens the door to anybody wanting to experience VR without killing their wallet. It's $299. that leaves you the room to get like an upgraded headset or get headphones for it or something else added to it. A third-party case, because I wouldn't buy the original case. I've already explained why. Unless you have an elephant that you want to give a suppository to. Holy moly, that thing is horrible. For $399, the 265 gigabyte, 56 gigabyte Oculus Quest 2 is not bad either. It's not a bad price. But I still, just because of myself, I went with the $299 version. I didn't need to spend the extra money on it. It's doing the same exact thing. It's just got less space on it. But everyone loves space. But the Quest 2, I really think if you're going to get into VR, seek out this Quest 2. It's got the best of both worlds. Actually, it's got the best of all worlds. And I don't say that with the, as like a fanboy of Oculus or fanboy of Facebook. Not at all. All I'm saying is for VR. Because one, you get the ability of completely wireless and good game library already. I wouldn't say it's got AAA game. It doesn't have any AAA games yet. But the games are really good. Also, they're more advanced than a cell phone game. I mean, just say that out there. Completely more advanced. And lastly, if you have a gaming computer, even though they're freaking expensive, and the 3080s and the 3090s you're never going to see for another year or two, if you have a gaming computer with a 1080, or even I think it was like a 590 RX 590 AMD, I started out with a 480. I'm sure the 480 still works. If you have a gaming computer, you can still hook this up. I have it hooked up right here. You can't see it. With the Oculus Link cable. Not even the Link cable. I just have it with the stock battery charging cable. And I'm hooked up to the computer right now, recording this through OBS software. So you can hook up to a computer and you can play Steam VR. You can play Oculus Rift library on the PC. So you can have access. And it's great. The headset, because it's just the better screen than the Rift, the tighter pixel density than the Oculus Quest. It's a great experience. That's why I say it's like all around it's great, because you can hook it up to the computer. If you don't have a Vive, I mean, if you have a Vive, you're not going to be playing on the Quest anyway. But the Quest, this Quest 2 is pretty cool. It really hits all the marks that you need to hit to make it a good headset. And that's kind of why I wanted to bring to everyone's attention here. If you're not into VR, I totally understand. Then you kind of not really caring about the video. But if you're interested in VR, really seek out the Quest 2 and find out about it. Go watch some reviews. I have seen more fanboy positive reviews, and you know these reviewers because they say everything's super great about it. Not everything's super great. It is the next gen VR headset. It really makes it affordable, or not even affordable. It really makes it accessible to the general population. With all that being said, man, I can't kind of ramble there. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing in this video. I really hope everyone enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments about what I said here, I can always do a follow-up video. Again, I'm doing this whole thing in VR. I think this is gonna be my new setup. Honestly, sitting in the basement with a green screen behind me, talking into a camera that's on top of the TV, just never really appealed to me. And I think sitting here where I don't, everything's pretty cool, man. I'm just like, I don't even know where I'm at. I'm in some other place. I could like grab a book or something behind me. It's pretty cool. I'm going to do this more often, I think. I think this will be the new setup for the whole season. Keep coming back, because we will do regular video game stuff. I've got like the HD Retrovision cables I got hooked up now. I've got different boxes, TurboGrafx 16 audio video box hooked up. I've got a Nintendo One chip. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. If you've never heard of a one chip Super Nintendo, it's definitely something to look into, and I'll be doing a video on that. I got a whole bunch of different things, different topics I want to talk about, different games we want to review. But I think from now on, we're doing VR. We can have different windows pop up left and right, all over the place. This is gonna be great. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. I always answer the comments. But above all else, keep on gaming. And this is Cat for the Random Game Review. Peace out.